Hare Krishna. The search for happiness is often the greatest cause of unhappiness. We all long to be happy. We feel that happiness is our right, and we search for happiness in various things. And yet, if we look at our life in a broad sense, we will often find that the very activities that we do for the sake of getting happiness, those are the very activities that end up causing our greatest unhappiness. They're happy in some way. So they get into alcohol drinking to be happy. But that very activity over time becomes an infatuation, becomes an addiction, and it destroys their life. And thus that very activity becomes the cause of their unhappiness. So sometimes this is, of course, addictions may be an extreme example, but then people overeat. More common examples would be, say, internet, what is internet addiction or device addiction, or eating addiction. So all these are, in one sense, activities which we do for pleasure, for relief or for pleasure, but they end up taking away pleasure, and they end up causing greater pressure on us. Emotional pressure, the pressure of desire, the pressure of craving, irresistible cravings, and in this way we get trapped. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita in 13.22, Purushaha prakristho hi bhunte prakritijan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. So Purushaha prakristho hi, Purusha, the soul situated in material nature, prakristho hi bhunte prakritijan gunan, bhunte. The soul desires to enjoy prakritijan gunan, that which is born of prakriti. Karanam gunasangosya. And because of association with the modes, sad asad yoni janmasu. Sad asad, one takes birth in various species. One meets with good and evil. Essentially, the good and evil which is there in this world is under a platform of overall misery, because this world is dukhalaya. So because of the desire to enjoy, the spiritual soul gets trapped in the material level of consciousness, and at the material level of consciousness, inevitably miseries are experienced. So this is the general principle, that the search for happiness, when it is misdirected towards the material level of reality, then that very search for happiness ends up causing us great unhappiness. This does not mean that we have to give up our longing for happiness. It does not mean that we have to will remain unhappy, but rather we need to recognize where to seek happiness. We have to seek happiness at the spiritual level of reality, and in learning to love and serve Krishna, when we seek happiness therein, then we can actually find lasting happiness. Then we can find the fulfillment that our heart is looking for, because we are souls, and as souls we long for something eternal. To the extent we can connect with Krishna, to that extent we can find lasting happiness. And that when we direct our search for happiness towards Krishna, then what we get is not unhappiness but lasting happiness, supreme happiness. Thank you. Hare Krishna.